y'all, welcome back to the video. In today's video, man, we had a crazy squads game. Me and my buddy hopped on the squads. As you can see, those are his top three on defense. I'm running offense. Those are my top three. Obviously, I'm still running Avery Johnson, Benjamin, Marsh. But when I tell you what, this game was pretty crazy. It definitely was a hard fought one, that's for sure. But let's get into the game, man. Alright, as you can see, those are his top three. Well, their top three. This is our top three. So let's get into it, man. Alright, starting off first and 10. Let's see what we can get down. A little check down the Benjamin. I'm telling you, bro, that Benjamin card is a dog, bro. One of the best cards. And he's a budget. Like, bro, he's so good on the check down. And, bro, look at that stick work, man. Great pickup right there. But anyways, second and one. Like I said, we're moving down the field pretty well. I'm getting those check downs of Benjamin. Call me a little check down artist. But we're getting up the field, so that's all that matters. But like I said, Benjamin up the field on another check down. 3 catches, 56 yards. But we stalled out. So instead of forcing it, man, we took our points, man. Always take your 3 points if you got it. It's important. But here we are on defense. We stalled them out, third and second, but they break a run to get the first down, man. Terrible defense. But one thing about this game here, man, is they were running, not chew clock, but no huddle so much. It was so annoying. Like, they kept getting big plays because of it. As you can see, just a big play right there. But we're trying to get our defense going, and they just break it out to the outside, get past everyone, and they're in for a score. So they're up 7-3. Like I said, man, they were running no huddle so much, it was messing us up on defense. But here we are, first and 10, second drive. Get a little check down over the middle. Just get a first down, but taking up at 30 inches, I threw a terrible pass. I'm like, yo, what is going on? But I tried again, and they read me for a pick six, man. I'm telling you, I thought I seen a route on that, but obviously it wasn't good enough. But they read me for a pick six. So we're down 14-3, second and 6, minute 34 left in the second. I break off a big run. My buddy, oh, terrible. If he would have picked up that block, we could have been for a touchdown, but he just missed his block. But huge run before half, so can't complain. 14-3. Get a little no huddle going, seeing if we can pick up the momentum. That's what I'm trying to do here, is just pick up the momentum. But like I said, 14-3, it's not looking good for us. But like I said the whole time, telling my buddy, we're in this game. These guys are not good. But I roll out and I throw a dot over the middle. But picking up at 3rd and 8 here, what do? I thought I had something there, but leads us to the 4th and 8. I'm rolling out of the pocket with Avery Johnson. I see square. I'm like, yo, it's 4th and 8. Man, what a catch, though. On 4th and 8, I'm just like, yo, what's the worst that can happen there? You know, throw a pick, whoop-de-doo. It's a turnover anyways. But we're picking up here 14-10 now. Big sack before half. We're trying to hold them 14-10. But 2nd and 20, let's see if they do anything before half. You know, like I said, our defense was all right this game. I wouldn't say it was the best, but it was pretty good. But a drop pick before half, that would have been huge, but just couldn't hold on to it. We're reading it. I read it for a great pick. I'm thinking it's a pick six here, but the tight end catches up to me. I was like, yo, are you serious, Nolan? Like, get some speed, buddy. Get into the gym. But anyways, huge pick before half. Let's see what we can do with it, man. Anything, you know, I'm looking through the coach suggestion just a little bit, seeing what coach wants to cook up. You know, I'm thinking Benjamin here, but let's see what I do. You know, yep, Benjamin. Yes, sir. To the 1-yard line. Like I said, man. Let's see what coach has. Let's see. Let's see if I can get in for a little run, a little pass. I'm going pass here, but looking back at it, I should have ran it. But I'm rolling out. I throw a dot to Ozzie Newman. Like I said, man, Avery Johnson's hit or miss for me. Like, I can say he's honestly a decent quarterback, but sometimes he overthrows it or underthrows it. It's so annoying. But we're picking up in the third quarter. They're getting a good first down. And like I said, they were running no huddle this game very well, and it was messing us up. We just couldn't really deal with it. But they get a nice pass over the middle for another, almost a first down, 2nd and inches. And like I said, back at it with the no huddle. They had the momentum going, but we were up 17-14 until this big play happens, and they're celebrating into the end zone. I'm like, man, we can't allow for that to be on our home field. Them celebrating? Nah, not happening. But I'm like, okay, 21-17 with a minute 39, but we're hopping in with 30 seconds left with this huge check down all the way for a huge play. I tried spinning there thinking I was going to be able to get a good spin, and I got a terrible spin backwards. But that's a huge play right before the end of the third. Huge. And in my head, I'm trying to score before the end of the third. Let's see if I can score. And I do. That's huge. Like I said, in my mind, I wanted to score before the fourth quarter to put momentum on our side and push them to have to score. And even if they score early, we have time. But they get a huge bomb to start the third. And look at that on-ball tackle. I'm telling you, it's risky, but I went for it. But they bombed us to start off the fourth. But in my head, I was prepared for that because I'm like, if we scored before the fourth and they scored early, we still have time. So I wasn't too worried at the end of the day, but still a huge pass right there to start the fourth quarter for them. But like I said, 24-21 with 2:40 left in the fourth quarter. Let's see if we can clutch up. And we led off a bad 7 yards right there. And then they go into their bread and butter, the no huddle. Like I said, that no huddle is terrible for us. We just could not stop it. Luckily, we stopped the run right there. 3rd and 1. Let's see, man. Almost to the 2-minute warning. This game was getting a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. But here we go. 3rd and 1. 2 minutes left. Let's see if we can get to the quarterback. And we don't. And I tried clicking on there. And, man, that's the thing. I tried clicking on there to be there, and it moved my defender out the way. But anyways, can't make no complaints. But 28-24 with a minute 40 left. I'm just trying to use the clock, get down the field. Jeremy Ashaki over the middle of the field. He said, get off him, little boy, weight room. But like I said, I'm just trying to get down the field with a little check downs, little meshes over the middle, stuff like that. Just get down the field, get us, something. But Shockey made 2 big plays back to back to help us get down the field. So that's huge. But like I said, a minute 19, that's a lot of time. A lot of time, and I'm watching the clock as I'm playing quarterback. But I roll out, and 4th and 9, I make a read of no other. I'm like, yo, if that's game, that's game. Shockey makes a huge catch. But here we are, 1st and goal, man. The biggest play right here. Takes it up the right side for a touchdown. So it's 31-28. They got all 3 timeouts. Let's see what we can do. They throw a pass, a check down that leads them inbounds still, so they call a timeout. That's pretty huge right there for them. I'm not going to lie. I was getting a little nervous. I'm like, they could get in the field goal range if they're smart here. But 2nd and 3, 34 seconds left. We got to lock up here. And I'm reading the middle of the field. Look at that. For the lurk. With Weeks for the game sealing interception. I was reading that over the middle of the field that whole play, and I just was like, yo, that's the game sealer. And it basically was. As you see, we get in the victory formation. But this was a crazy game, honestly. From the whole way through, I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous at certain points, but we kept calm, just did what we needed to do. But if you enjoyed this video, a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And peace.